Hey everyone, welcome to the second live episode of the Live Well Kitsap Thrive Podcast. I am your host, Leslie Doolin-Taylor. I'm the founder of Live Well Kitsap, here with the co-host with the most, Brett BC Fitness, Brett Clark. And we are so excited today because it's actually the first episode that we have a real live guest. And that guest,
a live one too, not a dead one.
No, I mean completely living, breathing, sitting, moving guest. Not just us two lumps like it was the first episode.
I didn't realize they were going formal today, so I actually kind of a little bit intimidated because he's wearing.
I know, look how good he looks.
Yeah, I'm wearing.
He always looks this good.
I'm wearing a t-shirt and a backwards hat, and he wakes up like this. This
he
is
does.
terrible. Yeah,
I think you sleep like this.
Yeah.
So almost.
Almost.
I feel like there's a row of just like all these different jackets in your.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, there's.
I've accumulated a few.
There's quite a bit. So I'm going to share just a smidge before we introduce Jonathan officially, because obviously he's sitting right here. There you go. Live Well Kitsap, we are an online community well-being resource site. That is a mouthful, but what it really means is when you're looking for a health professional, when you're looking for an amazing workout place, when you're looking for a place to eat, you're looking for a massage therapist, a chiropractor, the people, the places, and the professionals that can help you live well in Kitsap and beyond. We hope you will go to livewellkitsap.com. This is so exciting to me because one of the reasons that even inspired launching this podcast was to get to have people like Jonathan be on it and for you all to get to know him and to learn what he does and how it can benefit you. And again, this is for Kitsap, but really there's a lot here in these episodes that can benefit people beyond. So thank you.
Agreed. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Good. All right.
Yeah, and he's no stranger. Back in the day, there was some time ago that I did have a podcast. You didn't just come to me because of my amazing humor and my good looks.
Yes,
it was actually because I had podcast experience.
Yes.
So we've done a podcast before. I'm just super pumped to be with my bro Jonathan. We hang out. We teased about being. Brothers from another mother, but that there's a lot of truth to that, and so I'm really excited. I guess let me just run a backstory real quick. I met Jonathan 3 years ago. We were in a networking group together, and he's telling me about this junk science, man, this garbage called Eastern medicine or Chinese medicine. We'll talk. We'll debate what do we want to call it later.
That.
Yeah, for sure. And he said, "Why don't you come by my facility and let's just have a conversation." So I walked in the facility, and I said, "Hey, I think you're full of crap." It was actually a different word. We say poop on everyone drinks. I think you're full of poop.
Yes.
And you got 90 minutes to prove me otherwise. And so, in the end, I still think I still think it's voodoo science, although he's fixed myself, many of my family members, my friends. Super pumped to have Jonathan on today.
Happy to be
Exactly. And really, the topic that we're going to hone in on is Chinese medicine demystified, because there's so many people who hear terms like Eastern medicine, Chinese medicine, and they're like, and they don't really understand it. So I'm so excited to ask you questions. Let's properly introduce you first. Jonathan,
that wasn't proper?
No, that wasn't proper. That was like the improper, But now we're going to do the proper one.
Deal.
Okay.
Lay it on us.
So you got it. Jonathan King, his business is American Acupuncture. Again, the topic, Chinese medicine demystified. Jonathan is originally from the Bronx, and I would have never known that because you've sort of lost the accent.
It's in there.
Is it in there?
It's in there.
Okay. Jonathan is a proud...
When its coat's off.
It comes out then, right? He's a proud husband and father of 5. I have met his wife and children. They are adorable. His firstborn made it possible for Jonathan to become exposed to the beautiful longevity science known as Chinese medicine.
That's right.
Jonathan, I'm going to ask you more about this. Jonathan was exposed to acupuncture because of his pregnant wife. And essentially she was having chronic back pain. Those of us who've been pregnant know a little something about that. and because of his own chronic back pain sustained during your military service. Excuse me. Jonathan has a master's degree in Oriental medicine and a bachelor degree in health sciences, and is truly one of the most knowledgeable and passionate people that we know that have invested their life's work towards healing others. And I don't just say that because it's words on a paper. I say that because I have the privilege of knowing Jonathan, and let me tell you, if I could do cartwheels across this room, that our paths have crossed. Excuse me. That our paths have crossed.
You're getting very emotional about this.
I am getting very emotional about this. I wish we had 2 hours to talk to this guy, but we don't. So we're gonna get right to it. Before we get to the very important questions, so folks out there can learn more about this incredible topic, what you do, how you do it, why you do it, we're gonna play a game.
Sweet.
So let's play a game first.
All right.
And our game is called Would You Rather?
Uh-oh.
So here we go. It's gonna be rapid fire. We don't want you to put your
Mull on it.
analytical
You got
hat
it.
on, Jonathan. We just want you to just bust it out. Ready?
All right, freestyle.
Here we
Here
go.
we go.
Would you rather have a New York hot dog or a whole Chicago pizza?
Oh man, New York hot dog all day.
Boom. Would you rather stay up all night in New York City or go to bed at 9 p.m. in your cozy bed at home in the Pacific Northwest?
They both have their values. The city that never sleeps. I'm gonna have to go with all night New York.
All night New York. Woo! Okay. Would you rather spend your last day of life stuffing your face with New York hot dogs or helping as many patients as you can find relief?
Oh, absolutely helping as many patients as we can.
Really? See, I thought you were going to go for hot dogs.
No.
Dang.
Not this time.
I guess wrong on that. Would you rather walk the Camino de Santiago or jump out of an airplane static line?
Oh, static jump all day.
Have you done it?
I sure have.
I figured. High five right there. Boom! Static
is.
line. Best way to jump. Not a whole lot of free fall involved.
No.
It's just boom, chute opens.
Yep.
I feel like you passed.
It's a rush.
I feel like you passed.
I
Good
know
job.
he did. He
Good
did
job.
amazing. He did
I
amazing.
think I got a new nickname for you. All Night New York.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh
that's your,
my gosh.
That's your new nickname, bro. Yeah.
That'll work.
We're gonna go.
And he's already dressed for it.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that works beautifully.
It fits.
Fantastic.
I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Did AI do that for you?
No.
No?
Okay, look, AI is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
But if I use it for everything, guess what I'm going to end up with? I'm going to have brain rot,
Word.
right?
What's wrong with that?
Who am I talking to here? We need to still use the noggin. We need to exercise our brain before it,
I haven't
rots
had an
away.
independent thought since I logged on to ChatGPT.
That's great.
This is the part where Leslie should not speak. I should not say anything right now. Nope.
ChatGPT,
I'm gonna
they'll
hold that
they'll
thought.
tell you how to answer that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Yeah, for
I'll note that for later.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll put a pin in that, and I'll be sure to follow up on that.
Get back to me on that.
I
Get
will
back to
do
me on
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We only have limited time. We should ask this man some important questions. What do you
Shoot.
think?
Go for it.
We ready to roll?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I am very curious. I know a bit about your origin story, but the people watching and listening don't. And it's such an amazing story. I mean, 1 minute you're just like pumping gas, and then the next minute you're like no, I'm just kidding. That's not even true. But tell us your background and tell us what you were doing before you got completely hooked in doing acupuncture and Chinese medicine.
I was doing, right before Chinese medicine, I was doing a bunch of armed security, so I got out of the military, moved to Hawaii, I learned how to fly helicopters, I was doing some armed security. I ended up moving to Florida, and the rest became history. I wouldn't have guessed in a million years this is what I'd be doing, but
Right?
I'm so grateful to be on this end of this longevity science. This is amazing, and yeah.
I can't wait to hear more about it. So tell us, essentially, give us not the briefest version, but not all the details.
Sure.
Tell us about your wife being pregnant,
Yeah.
and then you simultaneously having this back pain. Walk us through what happened that led you in this direction.
Well, in a nutshell, didn't grow up with my father, so when my wife said she was pregnant, I said, I'm delivering that baby. That baby's going to be born into my hands.
Wow.
So, call it a little micromanaging or what, but when she was 8 months pregnant and she was having some back pain, her brother said, hey, go see, Justin's mom. She'll take care of you. She does acupuncture. Me, curious, definitely skeptical. I tagged along with her, like, I'm not going to stand in the way of her feeling better, but what are we doing, And so I brought my back pain with me, disappeared in about 3 seconds flat.
Oh,
I said,
my gosh.
I have to know how you did that. Why is this not a thing? Why was I med boarded from the Army? Why was my battle buddy med boarded from the Army when you were able to knock my pain out in a few seconds? And so
it's incredible.
I committed myself to learning how she did that. She said, you have to know how Chinese medicine works if you want to know how I did that. And I said, sold, started the master's program 2 weeks later. It's been 14 years now. And
I love that you didn't let any grass grow under your feet. You're like,
right.
Wow, this was amazing. I want to learn more. I want to do this. Boom, enrolled in school, and there you went.
It was meant to be.
It's incredible.
It was meant to be.
Incredible. Okay, how did that lead to you starting your own business?
There's not very many opportunities to be employed as an acupuncturist. A lot of times you have to forge your own path.
Okay.
However, the Department of Defense is one of the largest employers, I believe, of acupuncturists. But I feel like I can make an even larger impact running my own thing. Plus, I have 5 kids, so
It's nice to have that flexibility,
destiny,
right? As a business owner, tell everyone about your 2 locations.
So my primary office is in Seebeck, here in Washington, of course. I have a satellite office out of Silverdale, and so I'm there on Mondays, right across the street from the VA, quite accessible that way, and happy to be able to be in 2 places for that exact reason.
Amazing. That's amazing all by itself. Tell us a story. Tell us about someone you helped recover from an injury, an ailment, especially that person that came to you with, man, I've tried everything. You're my last stop. How are you going to help me? Right? That as you talked about you being skeptical
No doubt.
back in the
doubt.
day. Tell us who you've helped.
That is a wonderful question. I've had a lot of those. I'm usually the last resort for a lot of these cases, and I love being able to wear that hat. One of my more standout cases, in fact, I happened to chase this person down. She's one of my favorite patients.
Oh, really?
My favorite thing to treat, hands down, is phantom limb pain. And so I was doing a marketing event. I saw this woman on her prosthetic walking by back and forth in a lot of pain. I kept telling her, I know I can help you. I know I can help you. She says, no, I have phantom pain. Nothing really helps. She's done everything to include acupuncture.
Right.
And nothing seems to help it. And I told her, it's complimentary. Just come in. I will help you.
Can I just pause there? You told her it was complimentary. Mm-hmm. So you're not trying to get this woman's money.
Correct.
You're just like, I can help you.
Yeah.
Who does that?
I do.
Brett, do you do that? Do you just put a sign on the door, all our services are free today?
That was yesterday's
Was
deal.
that yesterday's deal?
You just missed it.
Right?
You just missed it.
Nobody does that. Nobody does that. This guy's like, oh, I can help you. Hey, just keep your wallet. It's fine. I don't need to pay bills. I don't like food that much. My kids are fine. It's all good. I don't need to take your money.
Yeah. More importantly,
I
knew I can help her.
That just blows my mind.
I know I can help her. And
wow. Okay, so what happened?
Yeah, so she, by the end of the night, she finally acquiesced and said, I'm in a lot of pain. What are you going to do? And she sat down. She started to take off her prosthetic. I said, no, keep it there. We're not going to stick any needles in and around your stump like she was accustomed to having, which really doesn't help at all. And I specialize in a more advanced approach to acupuncture. She told me she felt like she was having a blowtorch under the toes that weren't there on one foot, and her leg that was not there was in a vice grip. And so when she hits a 10 out of 10 on the pain scale, she blacks out or goes into a seizure. And so she was at a 9 out of 10. Put a few pins in instantaneously. The blowtorch turned off on her toes. We got her leg out of a vice grip in a matter of seconds. She cried, I cried. And
I was going to say,
thank
you. So. Thank you for she cried, I cried, because I'm like, no. You got to keep asking questions. You can't just sit here and start bawling, Leslie.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable. It just brings me to tears. It's just incredible when you think about the pain and suffering that people go through, and to know that you can help someone to that level that quickly, it's just like mind-boggling. It's incredible.
It really is incredible.
Man, oh man.
Yeah,
okay,
one of my favorite cases.
So what would you say to people out there, people that are watching, people that are listening? Maybe we've got them a little bit intrigued. Hopefully you guys out there are a little bit curious by now. But what would you say to that person that's like, oh, Chinese medicine? Oh, that's just woo-woo stuff. That's just Birkenstock and granola, and that's not me, and that's just way out there. What do you say to those people to help them understand that what you do is not only legit, but that it's so different from other options?
It's a great question, because if I had the opportunity, I would do a study with people who vehemently reject the notion that I can help them.
Right.
Because it's all nuts and bolts. You don't believe you're going to go get an oil change when you go in. They're just going to change your oil. And it's the same thing. I'm working with the nervous system in this case. Whether you believe I'm going to help you or not. It's nuts and bolts. And so fortunately, the proof's in the pudding. I'm going to knock your pain out in a matter of seconds. If you need surgery, it might come back in an hour or two, but it's a very clear tell. And that's how we can really start to develop a treatment strategy. Because pain management, rehabilitation, and restoration of function is absolutely achievable. And so it's the human body is miraculous, but
it is miraculous.
It's so phenomenal and complex. It relies on simplicity, and so I'm able to highlight that simplicity, pop a few pins in, and we're going to knock your pain out rather immediately.
That's absolutely incredible.
John, why do you think Western medicine is just coming around to what Eastern medicine is known for centuries or millenniums, for that matter?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think in the 1930s, there was a French diplomat who was the first person to transliterate some of the original texts on Chinese medicine. Did a great job, but he made two key translational errors when he translated the word qi as energy and the word mai as meridian. It pushed this system of care into the metaphysical construct in the Western thinking mind, and it still permeates in that space today, where it just absolutely does not belong. And that's really where we talk about Chinese medicine or Eastern medicine demystified. That's really the crux there, where we're thinking this is some type of energy medicine, and in fact it's just nothing of the sort. Is there an energetic body? Perhaps. Can I influence with needles? Probably. But is that what the Chinese were talking about? Not at all. Yeah. And that's the big piece of the puzzle. Well,
because that's what you hear a lot of people when people think about acupuncture. They're thinking about incense and bamboo flutes and people levitating, or like maybe this isn't for me. This is just stress relief for hippies, And so that I think that's a lot of the things you come across. And
for sure.
You talked about that, but I'm sure it's not too uncommon that you get somebody who's totally skeptical, not named Brett. Yeah. And leaves a believer not named Brett. So, I mean, can you talk about that?
Brett, would you like to share your story? Because I've never seen you skeptical.
Every time I hurt my shoulder, he goes in and he fixes it, and I always get so angry about it because it fixes it, and it just makes me so angry because so
what's that about? Why the man's helping you?
He shouldn't put pins in my ankles and fix my shoulder. It's very upsetting, and then plus I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to the needles, because I was in his office the other day. He's like, "How's the shoulder?" I was like, "It's good. It's good. I don't need any needles. That's perfect." So anyway, back on that question is like how that's got to be a frequent thing for you. I mean, does that ever get old when you have somebody that's just skeptical and you fix them?
It's some of my favorite.
Yeah.
It's some of my favorite. That's how I started. I was curious and skeptical, and have my pain disappear in a few seconds. It's just a remarkable thing, and it's such a great gift to be able to help provide and be on this end of the spectrum. I mean, it's just rewarding work. The human body never gets old. I never get tired of doing this. It's very exciting, and it just helps. It helps a lot, and it has the potential to really help a lot of people. And we really just need to continue to spread the word as to what this medicine is, what it is not, and really bring it to the level it deserves to be in the integrative fold.
Like I say, I appreciate you. You treat me, you treat my family, you treat my friends, my clients. There's no shortage of people that we pass back and forth. It's all part of this. You talk about holistic. Everyone take a drink. We drink when we say holistic on this show. It's part of that holistic piece where we're all working together for this commonality is to help people feel better. And so I really appreciate what you do for my people. So
thank you.
One last question.
Yeah, of course.
In this country, right, Western medicine is, of course, the focus. People go to their doctors, they relay symptoms. Oftentimes the doctors do this, right? Here's your script, see you later, good luck. Tell us a little bit more about how Eastern medicine works differently than pharmaceuticals.
That's a great question. Pharmaceuticals are, I think of as precision airstrikes. Their job is to...
Says the military, man.
Yeah, fair.
Yep.
Their job is in very short order, very precisely get the bucket under your leaky roof. Modern medicine's job
Well
is
said.
to take a quick Polaroid snapshot of you, understanding you have a hole in your roof, therefore there's water on the floor. They need to, with black and white accuracy, name the hole in your roof so we can get the appropriate black and white bucket under that leak.
Yep.
Once the water's off the floor, that is the end game. There is no exit strategy typically for most issues.
Yeah.
My job,
I would agree.
Eastern medicine, we can fix many of those holes in the roof. And so a lot of people are walking around where they're not feeling healthy, but they're not really sick technically. They're not tripping all the red flags.
Right.
And that's where I come in, you know.
That
But
is-
very different from pharmaceuticals in that pharmaceuticals are very precise, therefore they're short-sighted. The short-sightedness creates a lack of balance, and that lack of balance is where there's collateral damage. Pharmaceuticals are highly useful for what they're good for. Again, they're precision airstrikes. Sometimes you
Right.
need it. But being able to fix the hole in the roof and balance that out with other Eastern strategies are absolutely warranted and useful. It needs to be integrated.
It really does. And what's the plan? So Brett and I have this thing that's what's your next move? And I'm going to ask you a specific question about what's your next move. And that is, how do we get this out? How do we let people know that are so, the mindset, they're so ingrained in, they have to see a traditional MD, they have to, leave their doctor's office with a prescription. How are we going to continue to get the word out?
This is my dual focus mission. Yes, I want to help as many people as possible, but
Yeah.
being able to do things like this and educate
Yes.
and continue to drive that point home as to what this medicine is not is very important.
Yeah.
Sadly, we are getting sicker as a nation, even though we have
are.
access to the most, the best health care. We swallow the most pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
We see the doctor the most, and we're not getting any better. It's
Agreed.
because we're using a trauma-based system of care for chronic preventative issues, and so we're missing the mark. And so the need will drive some of that change. People do need to leave with a script, so to say, quote unquote, but they're looking for other answers, and many more people today are thinking about, is there another way? What else can be done? Because that's not the right answer for most things.
It's just, it's mind-numbing, right? It's just mind-numbing how many people are just focused on symptoms, and I want to feel better. Give me the drugs.
Sure. And there's a value in that. Get the bucket under the leaky roof, no doubt.
Sure.
But you come see me and we'll fix the holes in the roof.
Exactly.
And that's what needs to be done.
Okay, I lied because I actually have another question.
Shoot.
Let me think. Tell you have a story. I found this out by having coffee. Something about I think it was was it a dolphin? Was it like a
Yes.
like a elephant? Like what?
Yeah, I had a
you
very-
you have a heart story.
I do have a heart
Will
story.
you share your heart
Sure.
story? I love this story, you guys.
That's hilarious. So I was telling Leslie over coffee, we were talking about animals, and so I love treating animals. I'd love to treat a dolphin, and so we went into talking about why. And it was just because I had a really awesome interaction with this dolphin in a closed environment, where we get to take a photo with the dolphin. I put my hand around it. It kind of tucks in like a puppy, but I have my hand around its heart, and I'm just loving on this thing, and I'm like pressing into his heart, amazed at how powerful of a heartbeat I feel, and I was giving it all this love. And so the dolphin goes on and does its own demonstration. It comes back to say goodbye, but when it came past me to say goodbye, it put its bottlenose directly over my heart and then pressed into my heart and held it there. And I can
Okay, that
feel
story makes me
the
cry
connection.
also.
That was amazing. I was like, I've got to work with this animal in the future. So, anybody know how I can treat a dolphin?
Hello,
plug
looking
me-
for dolphins
plug me
that are
in.
ready to
Yeah.
work.
The Navy works with them a lot, so there's a lot that I can do to help there.
That would be
You
amazing.
look at their flipper under a X-ray; it's very, very synonymous with the human hand. So I know there's a lot that I can do to help. So.
You know what I hear out of that story? I hear that you just have such a heart and so much love for humanity and creatures
Facts.
that even a dolphin picked up on that,
No doubt.
right? Like,
Thank you.
who would think? No, look, I can only speak truth here, or my nose grows. I mean, that's just how I roll. And you are an amazing human being.
Thank you.
I am so stoked that you are. Jonathan's our very first guest on the Well Kitsap Thrive podcast. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Did you have
Happy
anything
to-
else you wanted to add?
I just want to know from All Night in New York, how do people want to get a hold of you? Like people are inspired by this thing. They're like, you know what? I actually have a dolphin at home that I need some acupuncture. How do people going to get a hold of you, right?
For sure. AmericanAcupuncture.net. You can find me on all social media handles. I have some inspiring stories there, treatments in action, including that one phantom pain patient.
Yes,
Whenever I
I've
see her, I
seen
try
that
to get
video.
her in there. So you can find me most places.
LiveWellKitsap.com. Jonathan is in the Mind Your Health category. So when you go to LiveWellKitsap.com, click on Explore Wellbeing in Kitsap, scroll down to Mind Your Health, and you're going to get a little more information there as well.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I love that, brother. So here's the deal. Here's the next move for our podcast.
Yes.
You saw Jonathan's next move. Our next move is that we have people that we're looking forward to coming in the future. Good stuff lined up. Beyond that, we got lots of other stuff going on. The other thing that I wanted to drop too is if you want to be a guest of the podcast, that's where you're gonna act on what I'm gonna talk about right now. We got a call to action here. So if you like the podcast, if you just thought meh on the podcast, we still want you to like it. We still want you to subscribe to it. We still want to drop a comment. Tell us you think Jonathan's absolutely amazing. Let us know again about the dolphin or the elephant or any one of the animals from the Serengeti.
That's a great one.
He can help you out with that one. But nonetheless, get a hold of us, especially if you want to be a guest, because we are looking for phenomenal guests. We can talk to you about what that might look like. But anyway, smash the like button, subscribe,
Go for it.
dump it on the comments.
Yes.
You're going to send us away like Johnny Carson style late night stuff. You got to send us away. You got a catchphrase. Hit us with the catchphrase. Let's get out of here.
Are we leaving so soon? I
know,
was
huh?
just starting to have fun.
I can come back.
Will you come back?
I absolutely will come
Okay.
back.
And I
Got a
will
lot to
say
share.
this about being a guest. The majority of our guests will be Tier 1 members of Live Well Kitsap. With that said, we are super open to the potential of having other local guest experts, and who knows, maybe occasionally, maybe someone who's not local to the Kitsap area. But I got to tell you, this was amazing, and I always learn so much. And so we are going to say that, I'm just not quite ready to sign off yet, Brett. I'm not sure what to do with that. Okay, let's do this. For you gals out there, being a mental health professional, I'm aware that lots of people struggle with their mental health, and I would just invite you today to remember that you are valuable, and you are vulnerable, and you are precious, and take care of you. In the midst of all your other responsibilities and roles, make sure to take care of you. Because, say it with me, life is short, live it well, so you can thrive.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Awesome. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.